YouTube, holy shit, what is up? James Biggie here, and I haven't made a video for this channel in like a month, because that's how I roll here. I guess I only make videos on this channel whenever I deem it like relevant, or I have something to say or something to talk about, or there's something that happened. But here we are. So those who are new around here, this is a channel and these are the videos where I just get on here and talk randomly and rant and sort of shoot the shit and bullshit and talk about whatever the hell I feel like for a little bit. These videos tend to be lengthy and kind of boring, so good luck. First and foremost, man, work has been busy. It's been getting into the busier season, and we've had a lot of changes at the shop. First of all, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before here, but my very good friend and my former coworker, Josh Brito, great dude, good fucking guy. Worked with him for like almost a decade. He quit piercing. He decided to hang it up, and he's moving on to do more like construction-y or AC. He's working at an AC place, whatever. I think now that I'm saying it now, I've talked about it before, but he's moved on, and I love the guy to death, and I miss him, and I wish him the best. But like his absence, not having a piercer at the shop for a little brief moment that we haven't, left it open. And in that gap that we had open, we were able to pick up a new piercer who's not so much an employee of our shop or whatever. He is essentially like renting space and running his own business out of our shop space. And he's a really good dude to work with and a really good dude to have around. His name's Paul Kreiner. On the local scene or whatever here in Spring Hill, Florida, dude is very well known because he's a good piercer. And now with Josh having quit piercing, excuse me, he's like the only good piercer left in town. So he's been super fun to work with. He's a really super like nice, genuine dude. He's super weird in a lot of like decent ways. Like, it's cool. He's kind of a space cadet, but super awesome. We've also hired a new artist who worked at another studio locally who does really solid tattoos, and so far has been fitting in real well. A dude named Mitch. I made a post on Instagram kind of linking everybody's separate profiles. So, like, Paul over here is Uplifted Body Piercing, Mitch, MTP Tattoo, and then of course Thomas Bethany and the shop's account. Because while we've gone through this sort of transformation, bringing in some new dudes and kind of working things out to where we have this sort of new crew and a new look about us, like the shop still looks great, still the same it was, but now there's new faces and a new vibe, and everybody seems to be gelling really well. And that's pretty sweet. It's always nice to work with new people who are worth having around. So that's been super sweet and really cool. So if you haven't been by Forever Faithful Tattoo Gallery yet, come by sometime soon and check these new dudes out and get some tattoo work done. Get a piercing, buy some jewelry, whatever. It's been a ton of fun. Aside from that, I've been super busy tattooing, like I said. Just been like doing larger pieces lately and starting bigger projects and doing some fun stuff. I started this ginormous elephant piece the other day. We're covering up a tattoo that this client of mine already had, and we've done another big cover up on her other thigh. So big cool tattoos, a lot of fun to get it started, and I've had a lot of good feedback on it, and it's been nice to see. Aside from that, There's this new social media Instagram knockoff app called Vero. I now have it. I've decided, obviously, that if a lot of people, a lot of tattooers specifically, are kind of joining this app and playing around with it and using it as a new form of social media and a new way to promote their business, that it would be kind of foolish to overlook it, and it would be better to adopt it earlier as opposed to later. I was kind of early on the Instagram scene, but I was sort of late at the same time. So I'm on Vero. Just search James Connolly because it asks for your real name when you sign up, and I just use my real name. So there we go. I've had the app for less than one day, and I'm not that impressed. It actually seems cool. Like, I like the layout, and I like the whole thing, like the way it's put together. But it was totally tanked and crashed for like 3 hours in the middle of the day today. And I think tattooers are to blame. I'm seeing a lot of tattoo folks jump on this app. So whether or not it becomes a regularly updated thing like Instagram, I don't know, but I'll try. I'm not leaving Instagram by any means, so there's that. Outside of that, it's just been, normal business as usual. The whole YouTube thing, my other channel was demonetized for the the giant mass demonetization that just happened on YouTube. Basically, every channel that has under 1,000 subs and 4,000 total hours of view time gets demonetized. So that sucks. But it is what it is. Channel's still going well. I'm having a lot of fun there, and it's a good time making videos about magic. They seem to be more relevant and more viewed and more enjoyed than the videos I make over here. But I do like making these videos as well. That said, it's only a matter of time before that channel finally gets back to being monetized and we get back up and running fully fledged in the YouTube world. On this channel, we've got, a couple of videos seeing some decent amount of views and whatnot, but it's all just a dude rambling on camera, and if you know me personally, maybe that's interesting. If you don't, then you don't. So, either way, I've enjoyed the YouTube thing overall. It's been a lot of fun, even if it's just turning a camera on and talking at it. It's pretty entertaining, and it means a lot that anybody watches any of these videos. So thanks if you're seeing this now. If you have made it through this far in the video, comment down below and be like, yo, I made it this far, and I don't know, give you a high five or something. But aside from that, I went and saw Black Panther, and that movie was fucking dope. Black Panther was really, really good. It's a really well put together movie, and I think I wrote a long-winded sort of review on Facebook. It's cool and also a little sad that we finally get to see something like Black Panther, which is a superhero that means a lot to folks of color and black folks, man, that have lived so long in this world not being represented as anything on screen as far as a heroic sort of thing goes, or as far as seeing themselves reflected in something that big. That movie's making a ton of money, and I know this will kind of reflect my Wonder Woman review that I made on this very channel a while back. Check that out. It's really cool to see that they finally have really good, not corny, not lame, not half-hearted or half-assed or low-budget representation. And it matters a lot. And I know I loved and enjoyed that movie, and I think it was one of the better Marvel movies to come out in recent memory. Certainly of Phase 4. I think that's where we're at now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think that and Spider-Man Homecoming are the two best of the last 5 or so movies that have come out for Marvel. And it's really cool to see. It also has the best villain that has been done in Marvel in the cinematic universe in a while with Killmonger. I would say Vulture's pretty up there, but Killmonger was dope. Super cool villain, super well done. And the movie had a message, and it was deeper than a lot of the other movies. The other movies are great, and they're fun, and they have big spectacle and a lot of humor and a lot of fun to them, but they do all that while not saying a ton. And this movie had more social implications and more importance on what it means. And I think that's awesome. I don't want to sound like the white dude that's I love hip-hop and hip-hop culture and stuff but I'm that dude. I grew up listening to hip-hop and loving hip-hop and sort of having this appreciation for black culture as a white dude. And I have always sort of been the dude that kind of respected that culture. And while I do derive a lot of enjoyment and pull a lot of enjoyment from that culture and stuff like that, I never wanted to feel like I've taken it for granted. And it's cool that there's this movie that we can now appreciate, and that means something more to black folks than it means to many other folks, I'm sure. And it's about time. It was super unapologetically black, and strong and very hip-hop and all these cool, good things that you want in a movie. And had a lot of strong women too. It was dope. There's nothing I can say about Black Panther that there were a couple not thematic, but a couple parts of the movie that weren't exactly perfect. Just like Wonder Woman, how the third act kind of falls apart a little bit and gets a little over the top comic booky and a little bit not silly, but super CGI and a big boss fight or whatever, in a video game. Black Panther doesn't do that, but it does have an issue with the show being stolen by everybody that's not Black Panther. I think the least compelling character in that movie was T'Challa, and that's problematic when your title character is the least compelling. But he was still a compelling character, and it's still very cool to see. So Black Panther is super dope. Check that out. It means a lot for the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward. I think Wakanda is very important going forward. So it's going to be cool to see how it all unfolds in the Avengers Infinity War, and I look forward to it. Aside from that, I just watched this Netflix series, Everything Sucks, which is a series that's a comedic sort of, not sitcom, but a dramedy sort of show that takes place in 1996 in high school, and it's a super cool, well put together, super nostalgic show for a dude that grew up in the 90s and lived through that at roughly their age, maybe slightly younger. In 96, I was like 11. So I was coming up, and it was cool to see that. It was really well done, really funny, super good show. One of the best soundtracks in a TV show that I've seen, and that's maybe a little bit of my 90s bias. But it was a blast, and I had a ton of fun watching it. Beyond that, like, it's just going on, and looking forward to the rest of this busy season. I have some stuff coming up that I'm working on that should be a lot of fun. And I'm just trying to sort it out, and I don't know, just continue on. Aside from that, I guess that's about it. This is a rare video for this channel, seeing as I make about one of these a month. So if you've been paying attention, congrats. I appreciate you sticking with me. That's fucking about it. I don't want to get too long-winded and too rambly, so we'll cut it off there. Yeah, 16 minutes, 14 seconds. Seems good. Either way, folks, check out the shop. Hit me up on social media. Instagram at Biggie Tattoos. Twitter at Biggie Tattoos. On the Facebooks, wherever you can find me. Check it out. If you're interested in Magic the Gathering, I have a whole nother like world of social media for my YouTube channel there. Check that out. But that's it. That's all I got. I'm going to bounce off of here, probably go to bed, and get ready for work tomorrow. Appreciate it.